Oops. Hello and welcome to Anatomy of Marriage, Marriage Morning. I'm your host, Melanie Studley.
Good morning. My name is Seth Studley. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist, and today is day 46 of the Infinity Day Marriage Morning Challenge.
And today's topic is don't perpetuate the things you hate. And if you're new here, welcome. We have 100 plus long format episodes about all sorts of different topics: family of origin, communication, sex,
marriage,
bunches of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Go check those out. And if you're new, also welcome. We love you. We love having you here.
That's right. And every morning we do 4 things. And what are those things, Melanie?
We do a prayer, a past gratitude, a future hope, and a goal. And we're going to do them right now and show you how it's done.
All right.
All right, I'm going to pray.
Go for it.
Dear God, thank you so much for all of the blessings that you've given us in our life. Lord, help us to keep our eyes on them and to live a life that is good and represents the love that we have and the things that we have and the goodness in the world, God. Thank you so much. Help us have a great day, and amen.
Amen. Nice prayer.
Thanks. Past gratitude is something that you're thankful that your partner did yesterday. So I'm thankful that you made a nice dinner last night.
Yeah. I always feel put on the spot because I don't think about these things. I think about them in the morning. I am thankful that you gave the kids a bath and you take care of their hygiene in a good way. So, you know what? This one I'm thankful for. I took pictures of it. Thank you for braiding Hattie's hair last night. That was super cute, and that was just like a bonding time that you guys were doing.
You're welcome.
So thank you.
Also, as a little side note, we are doing this to encourage y'all to do it. So it's not just you listening to our marriage morning.
Mm-hmm.
Do these with us. Do them with your spouse, your girlfriend,
Don't be
boyfriend,
passive.
whatever.
Be proactive.
The future hope that I have today is that we can get some AOM stuff done. I can get some work done and just have a really fruitful day.
Yeah, I would like to do the same, to map out the things that we want to do. There's so many ideas, and I have a really hard time sometimes, so that is a future hope. And also that would go into the goal of today, mapping stuff out, getting a plan and a timeline.
My goal is to exercise with the kids in the she shed.
That's a great goal. We haven't done that in a long time, so Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, don't perpetuate the things you hate is a huge thing, right? So give us some context of that, like from our family of origin.
The idea came to me yesterday. Excuse me. I love to clear my throat on the radio.
Sounds great. It's classic.
So the idea came to me yesterday when I was after some stuff that had happened in our home, and I'll talk about it in more detail. But I realized there was a behavior that you were doing, and I'm not trying to call you out or be weird about it, but there was something that you were doing that I've heard you say you didn't like when your parents did to you,
right?
But you were doing it actively to our children.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember standing there thinking, why is he doing that? He has literally talked to me about that when his dad did that or whatever, and how it hurt his feelings and how it made him feel bad, blah, blah. And there he is doing it right now. I don't understand it. And I wasn't mad. I just was thinking about it. So it really struck me because that's exactly the same thing that I've done with things like sarcasm and whatever. So let me kind of clarify what I mean when I say don't perpetuate the things you hate. So I want you to think back into your childhood, your young adult life, and things that you saw maybe your parents do, or your grandparents, or your primary caregivers, maybe that's adoptive parents or aunties, uncles, whatever, that they did that made you feel really terrible. So can you think of anything?
Yeah, I can think of tons of specific examples, and in kind of also going off of what you were saying, hurting people hurt people, and trauma perpetuates itself. And I wasn't doing anything traumatic or very hurting, but it was a style that I knew, and we are going to perpetuate that style even though if we hate it. I was thinking about addiction language and stuff like that, I hate drinking, I hate being drunk, and I did this, but we do the same patterns over and over, right? And we continue those things. And one of the only ways...
I love you. Could you answer my question?
Yes,
Can you think of a way that someone treated you poorly?
Yeah. Being judged when I was a kid. I had to fit in a certain kind of mold. Do this, don't do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I hated it. It wasn't helpful.
When I was a kid, I remember when it would either be my brothers even would essentially just tell me I was dumb. It was I would try to do something, they would laugh at me and then say I was not oh, you're so dumb, but it was the vibe of you're not going to figure this out on your own. I'll just do it for you kind of a thing. So those are two. So you were saying being judged and I'm saying like being meant to feel stupid or less than. So that's, like I said, going back into your childhood and discovering a thing that hurt you. So then now look into your current life. Do you do that thing to your partner? Do you do that thing to your kids? And the reason that I'm asking is that yesterday morning, our middle son came out of the bedroom and he was really cold because it's really cold in our house, and he had sweatpants on, but they were his brother's and they were really short and tight. And Seth laughed at him, and he was like, he just cracked up and thought it was so funny at how weird his sweats looked, to which immediately our son started crying and ran to me. And it hurt his feelings a lot. And I knew exactly how tough felt because Seth has done that to me.
And guess what? I know how he felt too.
Yes.
And I perpetuated that. And when you do things like that, of course, you need to be aware of them and do what you can to repair. There is always an option to repair, which I tried to with him, just talk to him, and things were cool later on. But me as a parent, I was like, oh, why did I do that? Like, I absolutely hate doing those things. And if you can identify things that you hate doing and things that you don't want to perpetuate anymore, that's good news. First, we have to identify them, then understand that we can change, and then take action to change. And one real action to do is be intentional about it. So for me, if I don't remind myself, like in the morning, write stuff down in the journal and all that stuff, then I'm going to fall back to that, right? Like if you're not aware of, okay, don't watch the sarcasm today, watch the criticism, then you're just going to fall back into patterns, right?
I would say though, because I guarantee you've never journaled about that.
Oh, I have.
Oh, you have?
Contraire, mon frère.
Okay. Because my thought is that it's the awareness is the first step in that process. So it's looking back at the things that, I mean, it doesn't always have to be something that was perpetuated by your parents. Maybe it's something you learned from friends. Maybe it's something you learned from TV. That is a huge one. Media really influences the way we speak to people.
Right.
So it might not necessarily be something from your childhood, but looking at your behaviors and saying, would I want someone to talk to me that way? If has a friend spoken to me the way that I just spoke to my child, and I'd been like super mad at my friend, but I'm expecting my child to love me
and to take it and to have their little brains figured out. Like that just causes confusion. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah. So I think the first step in all of that is a sort of awareness piece of, what am I doing that's bringing, what is the word? Like it's bringing sadness or confusion into my relationship. Maybe, and the example I was going to say, my parents or my brothers or whatever making me feel really dumb. I've done that to you a million times. I've, oh, you don't know how to do that. You don't know, blah. And I've just...
You've never journaled about that?
I haven't journaled about that. That's why I brought it up.
Shame.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I'm not publicly shaming my wife. I'm just joking.
I think you may just have publicly shamed me. But so I just wanted to bring that up. I think it's really important because sometimes some of the biggest impacts that we have are these little things that we don't even think about or notice or realize we're doing, but they have huge consequences relationally. And they perpetuate something we didn't mean to perpetuate. That's generational. It just gets passed down, handed down.
That's exactly how it plays out.
And so I want us to think about that, to not perpetuate the things that we hate. But before we finish, I want to talk about the idea of you listening right now.
You with the shoulders.
Pausing the show and giving us a rating and review on iTunes. We love when you rate and review the podcast. We love reading every single dingle rating and review. We do read them all.
Very much.
And we love them all. And we take them to heart. And they matter to us, but they really matter to people who haven't heard the show yet. The more ratings and reviews that we have, the more people trust that our content is worth listening to and spending their time with.
Yes.
If you could pause the show right now, 3, 2, 1, pause, and rate and review the podcast, that would be rad.
That's right. And also share the show. If it's been helpful, please share. That is the absolute best thing that you can do. Better than giving money, better than doing whatever. Share the show with your friends and family. That would help us out so much.
All right. So don't perpetuate the things you hate. You're going to have an amazing day. You're going to have an amazing day. You're going to have an amazing day.
You.
All right. Have a great day. We love you. Bye.
Bye.